Waiting for fall. Here it is.
Yep.
But at least it's not that cold, and it's not cold enough yet for frost. I mean, there could be some patchy frost, but I don't expect anything widespread. But
that's about average this time of year.
Well, let's take a look.
Let's go beyond the
beyond the barometer. Yeah, and we'll talk about that. So if we look at our first frost dates, the earliest, of course, we talked about this in that crazy summer of 1955. September 12th was our earliest here in Madison, where temperatures hit 32 or below. The average date is October 8th, so that's right about now. And then the latest was back in 2016. I think that Cubs winning the World Series had something to do with it.
Probably the Earth was tipped off its axis at that point.
But if you look at Madison weather records since 1939, you notice that 10% of the time we've had a frost September 22nd or earlier. The median or 50% date where 50% of it happens before, 50% after is October 3rd, and the latest 10% would be on October 18th. But if you look just since 1993, notice that earliest 10%, that's gone a full week ahead to September 29th. So as the climate change continues, those dates start shifting. And the median date is October 6th. The latest 10%, so 10% of the time we have a frost of October 22nd or later. And look at just the last 5 years. I mean, every year except for the 2020, we've had our first frost like mid to late October. So with warming fall temperatures, our friends over at Climate Central are showing that over the last 50 years, the average fall temperatures have warmed 3.1 degrees. We've had 13 days per year more of above normal temperatures over that time period. And across the country, this is how much temperatures have warmed just since 1970 for the fall. Most of Wisconsin in the 2.5 to 3.5 degree range, parts of Minnesota and out west, more than 3.5 degrees warmer than in 1970.
And that's pretty recent.
Yeah, well, like you say, the last 50 years, I mean, for us, it's our lifetime, really. And so, we see a longer growing season. We did a story in the news about, more pollen, that sort of thing, because the first frost is a little bit earlier each year, and the last frost is a little bit later, so the growing season extends a bit, too.
And can that be affected by El Nino, too?
Well, yeah, on a year-to-year basis, it will, but again, it's more climate change. The general trend is for later frosts in the fall and earlier ones in the spring.
3 degrees is a lot.
Yeah, it is, and over 50 years. Again, that's just the fall, not for the year as a whole.
Right.
But there are times of the year where it's more prevalent, and fall just happens to be one of them.
And this, I just read that we are on set to this will be the warmest year ever on Earth.
Well, almost. I mean, I think July, August, and September have been the warmest. So yeah, we're well on our way to breaking a record there.
All right.
That's very interesting.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
Sure.